Well, I just wanted to do a general update on how the garden is looking as we head to the end of July. And obviously, we've had a long period of heat. Today's actually quite nice because it's a bit cooler, but we have had some absolutely insane weather, and some things have suffered without a doubt. Uh, Things like lettuces over there, bolting super quick, but then other things like the tomatoes and cucumbers have done amazingly well. Um, So yeah, I just want to touch on a couple of little things. Heleniums, Rebecchias, Echinaceas. These here, all the Rebecchias here being grown annually from seed this year from a mixed packet, and they're absolutely beautiful. I love the little buttons you get. I like the little different contrasts in colours you can get, and obviously in here as well, there's a Helenium which I've been growing in pots. Now, I did find a flaw in what I'd originally done. I thought Heleniums didn't survive in my border because I've bought them so many times and they never came back. But the Rebecca's did. And then I realised it was because that I was actually hoeing them off because they looked like weeds. So when they come through, it depends. I mean, there's so many different types. But this one, for example, when it comes through, looks like a weed. And I was hoeing them off. So I placed a couple in containers like that. And I put one in over here, which is a smaller variety, like a mini one. And one over here near the lilies, just to sort of see what would happen. And they all came through, and they've all been here for quite a while now. They all look really good and strong and healthy. This one's fading a bit now with the heat, but they've done really well. And then what I did do was, by accident, when I took them all out, I left one in the border, and that has absolutely blown away. Look at that. And that's by accident. I left it in. And what's good is it works really well with this Rebecca, which is starting to open now. And I think that's Goldstrom. I've had that for years. It's a really strong variety. Comes back every year, no problem. And you can just dig bits off and spread them around the garden. And just such a good plan. You'll see here. There's one there. And that's fine. Doing well. And there's another one over here. Down there. Doing well. So that works. And what's good about it is it just looks great down this side with the hydrangea in the middle. So I'm really pleased with that. So, like I say, all of the Rebecca's I did from seed have worked. They're all over the place and they look great. Some over here mixed in with Agastache, Cosmos, that little pom pom there is an Achillea. And they've done so well. So well. Really pleased with how all that looks on this side. Coming up to the end of July, it's really full. You know, I'm getting in there doing all my weeding, keeping on top of things. But just everything growing together from the hydrangeas all the way through to the Rebecchias, you know, can't complain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try with the Helenium on that side. I've got a lot of space on that side where I can add more going forward. I've put a lot of cosmos in there that will come through, but I've obviously got the one little clump of Rebecca there, but you can see that side there is quite bare in terms of colour. See cosmos, that's going to get bigger there, and you've got the Venus, but that is quite bare compared to that. And I don't want to make it exactly the same as that because it'll just be too overpowering, but what I'm going to try and do is this orange one, just split that or get another one depending on how the base is looking, because you want to wait till the base is in really good size before you start trying to split it. And then I'm going to put one on this side and see if I can get the same impact next year with this. I've also got some hydrangeas I'm going to put on that side as well, which I'm moving from the front as I move some of my salvia hot lips into positions at the front where the hydrangeas are, because they've really suffered with this rain, with the lack of rain at the front, and they just haven't done very well at all. And it's 2 years in a row that's happened now. And obviously the front is a very sort of gravel, drier garden, so yeah, I'll show that in a minute. But yeah, another thing just to touch on briefly on this video is the beautiful plants. That's just, the name is just gladioli. There we go. Need more coffee. Gladioli. I can hear people shouting, gladioli! Yeah, gladioli. Now, I had too much of this in here before. It was just full. Patches around the garden as well, full. And it was the same over there as well, full. And I took loads of it out and put it into the borders. Just the corns underneath just spread. What was weird, and I'm pleased that's open now, is a pink one, is all the ones I put into the borders were the same colour. It's orange, orangey red, see there, all dotted through that border. And there's only one on that side, which is weird. One on the entire side. And then there's only one over there in the mirror. And that hasn't flowered yet. And obviously I've left one in here, which was orange as well. And I was thinking, how has that happened? Because I had yellow, white, pink, and orange, orangey red, whatever colour that is. So yeah, very strange. So what I'm going to do with that at the end of the season is try and get some corms out of there, on that little bit there, and I'm going to try and get some into this side here to spread that pink onto that side, which will coincide with some of the hydrangeas I'm putting onto that side, and I think it'll look quite nice with this burnt orange. So yeah, but yeah, just a video to see and show how things are going as we're heading towards the end of July. It does feel like everything is just disappearing.